Mr. Groves, do you know how many subscribers the AJC had in 2005? 630,000. Do you know how many print subscribers the AJC has now? 40,000. Total subscribers for the AJC, does anybody know? 115,000, and they're going out of print. Do you think it's because of the writing or the content, Mr. Groves?
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jan, she reminded them they are a crap publication. Readers fall like leaves from a tree. Propaganda, toilet paper, flush down the drain. Good sanitation.
Is this fact or is this opinion? Is extremist fact or opinion?
Who reads their lies, who believes they're trash? If you do, oh my, your brain, it needs fixing.
I asked you several days ago who your editor was, your copy editor.
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jan, they learned her truth is clear, needs no translation.
And you won't tell me. Now, is that transparent?
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jan, they ran up against a genuine, bona fide, impregnable, indefatigable oak tree mispropagandolf in the flesh. That's Dr. Janice Johnson. Oh, yeah. A hero for truth. And a peaches and bananas peach, for sure. Good job, Dr. Jan.
I'm moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. County's full of peaches, the people wanna be free. I'm moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. Gonna vote on paper ballots. Paper from a tree. I took a trip to Cherokee. They had a head count I could see, and I knew it was for me. I cast my ballot fair and free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paper ballots is the key.
Woohoo! Yeah. How about some Woo!
That was awesome, dude.
Thank you. Good intro, right? Good intro to that segment. We're going to be talking about that more, right? A little bit later in the show. Dr. Johnson,
yep.
Boy, that applause goes on and on, but they can't get enough. All right. So, yeah. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Hey, dude. Great job. That's fantastic.
I'm going to have to come up with one of these every week. That's what scares me. But that one was fun to put together, and it was an honor. I've met Dr. Jan Johnston a couple of times, and every time I try to tell her how much of a hero she is to me, and and standing up for free and fair elections, and being a fighter for everything that we are working toward. I don't want to lop her in with all of us because she's not really part of our VoterGA group. But, she's one out there who gets it. It's like, the pinnacle issue of our time is fixing our elections. I mean, we have to have elections that everyone, no matter what side you're on, that everyone can trust, and there's no debate at the end. There's no questions, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what Peaches and Bananas is about.
Yeah.
Tell us about Peaches and Bananas.
Peaches and Bananas is our highlights, a taste of the VoterGA Zoom call on Saturday mornings. And we cover a lot about Georgia, and that's a peach state. That's where you get the peaches part of our name. But a lot of what we get to talk about kind of sounds like Banana Republic kind of stuff. So that's where you get the bananas that are, on the slippery slide of getting rid of our freedoms and free and fair elections. Right?
Yeah, so Peaches and Bananas. Are you a peach or are you a banana? I would like to think that you're looking at a couple of peaches here, We certainly like to accentuate the peaches that are in our state. The peaches are the people who want free, fair elections, who want freedom, who want to preserve our liberties through elections, right? Through elections that we feel are not rigged. And I had another thought about the banana side of it. You know, that saying when you go, dude, that is bananas. Usually it's the chaos that results from, you know, something that happens where things are not right, where there's some kind of chaos or, you know, banana republic kind of activity going on in the background. So
Yeah.
are you,
It's
you know,
like,
peaches and bananas. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fruit are you thinking? I messed that up. What the fruit are you thinking?
Yeah, so I want to. We're going to preview. Well, I guess we're going to preview the topics here. So go ahead and start firing the banners there, dude. So, and then today's show, we're going to cover quite a number of topics that some come out of the VoterGA call that happened Saturday, and some do not. We're going to talk about the SEB Fireworks, which you just saw a piece of from Jan Johnston, going, you know, defending herself when she was attacked by the AJC, who's just a rag paper anymore. We're going to feature some VoterGA press conference preview clips. I guess that's going to be last in the show. We're going to talk about the Georgia indictments, the Fani Willis RICO case Georgia indictments, and the pardons that were issued by President Trump. And we're going to go back up north to Catoosa County again, and where there's been some comments, some statements made by the attorney representing a defendant in both the Fani Willis RICO case and representing the Republican Party in Catoosa County. His name is David Oles. We have some clips from him. And then we're going to wrap it up with our weekly segment called Free Speech in Danger. And that is a preview of what we're going to do. I didn't see any banners during that, but I guess that's okay. We'll skip the banners. I want to start off with this graphic here. So let me share my screen. We want to remind everybody that Peaches and Bananas is a new podcast, and we are available as a live stream. Let me let everybody know that this week we had some difficulty with our schedule, so this is a pre-taped show that it will be airing as a live premiere. But we are pre-taping this show, so we're not going to be able to monitor any chats tonight. But please enjoy the show, and please, you know, make a comment anyway. We'll come back and try to read that. But you can watch our show on X, Rumble, and YouTube. We're working on Facebook. We're having difficulty trying to get set up with Facebook, but you'll see the Facebook logo up there soon. Please give us a like and a share and subscribe, and tell your friends, and you know. Put it out there that we're trying to do everything we can to make a quality show that is packed full of information that you're not going to get on the news. And some of it you're not going to hear it from any of the other podcasters, because we have access, because we participate with VoterGA, we have access to the information because we're participating, basically. I mean, you can too, but many choose not to tie up their Saturday mornings in a 3-hour Zoom call, but we do. So we're trying to bring you some of that information, you know, as it hits. And the other promotional comment here, I guess I want to make before we move on, is we have a Give, Send, Go. The URL is givesendgo.com/Tania needs our help. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit more here. Let's see here. There's Tania. Again, givesendgo.com, Tania needs our help. So Tania, who's there in the lower right of your screen, you know, she works really hard at helping our state and helping organize volunteers. She puts in so much time. She never really has much time for herself. Yet Tania is not paid very much at all. She's paid well below, I guess, way below what the median salary would be, or you know, wages would be in our state or in any part of the country. And her mother live together and survive on that, and you know, a little bit of, I guess, Social Security that her mom gets, but it's nothing, y'all. It's peanuts, and it's tough on Tania because Tania has a disability. She's got a disability that really challenges her mobility. and it challenges her dexterity, and it makes it hard for her to do things that most of us can do very easily. She struggles with easy things, and that this requires additional costs in her life, like a scooter, like specialized furnishings, and even assistive care in some ways to help her with weekly chores that we all have. Tania has bills. Recently she's been to the dentist's office, and we all know the cost of healthcare and dentistry is gone sky high. Tania has no choice but to pull out a credit card and start filling up her credit card, and we're trying to get help with her so that she can just maintain her life. If you have it in your heart, please go to givesendgo.com/Tania needs our help. Many of you know her out there. She gives of herself continually, makes very little money, has the same kind of life and expenses in her life that we all encounter. Find it in your heart to go help her out, and we would be greatly appreciative. All right, there's the promo top end there.
All right.
Is that too much? Is that over the top?
A little TMI, but yeah.
Well, let's go back to this. Sorry, not that. Sorry, I've got to get my act straight here. Let's go back to this. Dr. Jan Johnston. What a peach, huh?
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, set us up. We're getting ready to roll into some highlights here.
Yeah, so this week there was explosive state election board meeting where Dr. Jan Johnston got the opportunity to confront a writer for the AJC who wrote a hit piece against her, and she called him out. There are other things that happened in the meeting. Should I go through the points, Viking Dude, or wait?
No, let's just do the calling out of the AJC. Here are the clips that were featured inside the opening song.
We're in the paper from time to time. I think we're on the front.
Sure we will be again.
Yeah, we're on the front page of the paper, or I guess tangentially, we're on the front page of the paper today. I'd like to address an article that was written by Mr. Caleb Groves. And he's here, which is great, because I have a few questions that need to be cleared up. Mr. Groves, do you know how many subscribers the AJC had in 2005? 630,000. Do you know how many print subscribers the AJC has now? 40,000. Total subscribers for the AJC, does anybody know? 115,000, and they're going out of print. Do you think it's because of the writing or the content, Mr. Groves? You wrote an article the other day, and it was about, I think it was about fundraising for a legal defense fund for me. I mean, I love getting press, but half of the article was about that. And the other half of the article was about a lawsuit that I could not talk to or respond about. But so it was a 50-50 article, one about fundraising. You're all about transparency. You're asking questions about transparency, and you spoke about critics. And critics is a nice word, but I don't know who critics are. Could you maybe delineate exactly who critics are? You don't know?
I think my reporting stands. I mean, I don't have anything else to add to that. You can look at public comments from today's state election board meeting or the October state election board meeting. You can look to the people I quote in the article. And that's all I have to say. I'll stand by my reporting.
All right. So you quoted two people in the article. One was Ms. Draper, or Representative Draper. She criticized some fundraising issue and about transparency. And seems like several people here have been concerned about anonymous donors to a legal defense fund. Have you asked Ms. Draper why she has over $100,000 of donations anonymously to her? Is that a concern? Is transparency a concern about Representative Draper. Mr. Groves, in the writing of the article, you talk about this local platform, Give, Send, Go, and you immediately launch into it's a extremist group, Christian-oriented group. It's associated with extremist groups, and you build this extremist idea in the article. Is this fact or is this opinion? Is extremist fact or opinion? Is this an opinion piece or a news piece? I'd just like to know. It's on the front page of the paper. And who, talking about transparency and wanting to know, I asked you several days ago who your editor was, your copy editor, and you won't tell me. Now, is that transparent? Who edits your articles? Who reads your articles? Who decides what you write for? I'm all about transparency. I have public records. Everybody has access to them. But you were very concerned when I asked who your editor was. And whoever does your editing, they need to check your grammar because incomplete sentences just don't work well.
All right, that was it.
Yeah, so she read him the riot act, and in that meeting,
Good.
yeah, we had 3 important presentations. One was Clay Parikh, who worked for the voting systems testing lab nationally. Philip Davis is one of our analysts, and he is the guy that found duplicate ballots in the 2020 election, and he's been analyzing election records ever since. And Garland Favorito presented as well, but before, they talked about the problems with the voting system. So Clay Parikh, for example, was able to show them how the system allows him very easily to flip votes and change the outcome of an election. And they talked about the security of the voting system, and actually that the voting system that we have, it's not secure at all. But before anything can happen with any of these problems, they really needed to address the corruption issues in the state election board. And here is a clip of James Mills, the executive director, hitting the point with Chairman Favere because Chairman Favere has had a history and he calls a pattern of undermining the members' decisions. So roll it, Viking Dude. And this is a clip by Antonio from War Room.
Yeah.
When this board passes a measure, it passes and you're asked, will you comply with it? Your response is, I'll take it under consideration.
Out of bounds.
That's
as executive director.
dysfunctional.
You are out of bounds
No, I mean,
and you are inappropriate.
we have questions. This behavior is dysfunctional.
You're right. You're right. You're a member of the board. He reports to the board. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm not going to sit here and be quizzed
By
by him.
employee,
By him. That's right.
is that how you feel?
I'm not going to.
Hold on.
I'm not going to. All right. Do y'all have anything else? Any of this?
Yes, I do. Let's read the code because I'm not just an executive director.
I understand. What you said.
I am an ex officio member of this committee. When they took off the Secretary of State as ex officio, they replaced him with the executive director. The code states there's 2 things I can't do. I can't make a quorum and I cannot vote. And so I will not sit here and listen to you bully the Georgia state law. You have to comply with the law, Mr. Chairman. So you may not like it, but you have to comply with it. And every time I ask you a question and you don't want to answer it, you simply say you'll take it under consideration. You'll give that some thought.
Well, that's because I get ambushed at these meetings.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern of being dysfunction.
Yeah, this isn't a monarchy or a military where Chairman Favere gets to pull rank over everyone else. It's a board, and here, they're really calling him out for undermining all their decisions and going behind their backs.
Wow, the dysfunction though, man. I mean, only in Georgia,
Yeah.
right? It's just Georgia is it's chock full of like sitcom type like moments. I mean, just it's gold mine of adding sound effects and audience laughter and oohs and ahs. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really dramatic. It's a lot of daytime drama, right? Going on.
Right. Well, if that wasn't bananas, I don't know what is.
That was bananas. Yes, a state election board that is comprised of peaches and bananas, which would make a peach banana smoothie, is what our current SEB board is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
With,
next, dude?
you know, the stinking banana at the top. So we have,
Yeah.
there was another point where Janelle King and Dr. Johnston called out Chairman Favier. But let me give you some background first, because this is related to the most important case that's landed on the state election board's desk. And
Do you want me to
that's,
pull up the post and so there, you can read the, like, do you need to read
Yeah.
this post? Okay.
yeah, let's
try this
let's
one.
go through the post.
Let's try this layout for once. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
under the
and-
fireworks. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
No, that's
let me
okay.
take
It's
out the
okay.
part.
It's okay.
Well, it's regarding SEB 2023-025. And that's a case where it's outlining all these problems that Fulton County had in the 2020 election involving thousands of votes. So let's play the video, because initially, so that 2023 means that case was filed in 2023 and it hasn't been heard yet. So here we have this issue where they're going to vote on what to do with the case, whether to investigate or not. And Chairman Favier seems to have really interfered with the outcome of that decision. So play it, Viking Dude.
Okay. Also, just throw in there, this is a post from Kevin Monkla's X account, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did he put this video together?
I believe so. And that case 2023-025 was written by him and Joe Rossi with a lot of data that VoterGA contributed to.
Well, all kinds of attribution out to Kevin Moncla, Joe Rossi, and whoever your team is that helped put together the video. But this is a great video. And tell me when to stop.
Yeah, so these are open records requests. So the most significant case in SEB history on Fulton County's 2020 general election was scheduled as the last case on the May 7th, 2024 agenda. And that's the agenda so that you can see for yourself, and the case is highlighted below. SEB member Rick Jeffers could not be present for the start of the May 7th meeting. That's his empty seat. Jeffers informed the board that he would join in via phone in the afternoon for the hearing on that case. At the last minute, though, the chair, John Favier, changed the order of the agenda. And that's communications asking to change the order and moving that meeting, that case to the beginning of the agenda.
We will call back to order the meeting of the State Election Board. And as promised, we are going to start with out of order with SEB 2023-025, Fulton County Tabulated Results 2020 General Election.
Well, he looks really
sure.
proud of himself right there, doesn't he? He thought
Well,
he
he-
pulled one off.
Yeah, you said it. So those communications
Do we have
show
a
that he
response?
took actions to ensure that member Jeffers would not participate in the case. He had it heard in the morning instead of the afternoon. And
Okay.
and then let's get to the two.
14.
Let's skip ahead. Yeah. So there's also open records responses of text messages between Chairman Favier and Rick Jeffers, and the video has them in real time. So I'll put that in the in the comments below so that you can see the video for yourself. It's a little long, so in the interest of time, we kind of are zooming ahead. And there's a moment where Jeffers says, "I'll call in if you want to." And Favre says, "I don't think you want any part of this." And there's...
You want me to play this or just scroll through to see the text messages here? Oh,
we're just scrolling to see the text messages because there's no real audio to it. It's just the meeting happening in real time where they're hearing the case from the investigators. And Jeffers is saying that I'll call in. And Jan Johnston put in several motions to investigate the case, refer to for investigation. And we can, and because Jeffers wasn't there wasn't anyone to second the motion. There wasn't another Peach on the bench there. So the Bananas voted to, instead of investigating, do a letter of reprimand. And so here, so since that meeting, Kevin Moncla got that information from Open Records request. And in this last meeting last week on November 12th, Jan Johnston and Janelle King were calling that out.
Okay. This is Rochelle Kabirac. Do you know how to say that? Miss E Oversight.
Mrs. E Oversight, that's Kevin Monkla's wife.
Okay. Well, we just want to give attribution to where we're pulling these ex posts from. So, because I got to scroll up and we'll miss that. You want me to play this now, dude?
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay. All right.
A bottle of vodka was sent to the chair. I don't know who sent it or why they sent it, but it came from the Secretary of State's office, I believe, which raises more questions. Why is a bottle of vodka being given to the chair following a difficult and contentious meeting?
Yeah, it makes me wonder, was it a thank you for shutting this case down? Because we're talking about a case that had hundreds of violations, and we issued a letter of reprimand. We've sent cases to the AG's office for 1 or 2 violations. We have hundreds of violations, thousands of missing ballot images, and all kinds of craziness. And a letter of reprimand that is then doctored behind the backs of the board to give them more time. What are we doing? That doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
A bottle of...
Yeah, that's a long boot track. Okay, so yeah, let me get back to the two of us here. So more drama, right? More drama on the state election board.
More drama, but really important because they're calling out his interference and trying to make something happen because that case really does need to be investigated.
Right. Yeah, all the cases need to be investigated. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next, dude?
Yeah, so we have a segment now on the Georgia election interference RICO case. We have an update on that from David Oles, who is one of the attorneys representing one of the 18 indicted along with President Trump by, Fani Willis is now out the case. And that case was sent to a council to decide what to do, how it's going to continue now that Fani Willis is off the case.
Yeah, but I have Kathy Latham ex post here in the format before David Oles. Did you want to go to that first or no?
Yeah, so Kathy let us know that there was a decision made on that on what was going to happen on that was due on Friday, and it turned out to be not what she wanted, not what everyone wanting fair justice system expected, because it turns out that the executive director, his last name is Scandalakis, kind of like scandalous. So he made the scandalous decision.
Isn't that crazy? Wow. That's bananas. That is bananas.
Yeah. So I guess I should say that they had a deadline as of Friday for another prosecuting attorney to take on that case. That didn't happen. So they needed to decide what to do, whether to dismiss it or not. And Mr. Skandalakis, or Judge, I don't know if he's a judge, but attorney? I know that he's the executive director of the council. He decided to take it on himself to buy more time. He's saying that he wants to review it. I don't know what else there is to review, really, because that case has been going on forever. But he said that he wanted to review it, and he took it on himself. He has a history of taking on high-profile cases, as David Oles told us. And let's hear from him.
Oh, here's David Oles right here.
It obviously is an extremely high-profile case against the sitting president of the United States and a group of others in the state of Georgia, and not everyone right off the case is going to risk their legal career on such a prosecution. And one might suppose that probably the major blue counties might be the only ones that would be eager to do it. But with the assignment of this case to another county does not go all of the unique funding that Ms. Willis's department had at their disposal to draw upon. So any new prosecutorial team from a new county that might be interested in picking this up would have to think long and hard about whether or not they have the resources to do it. So Mr. Skandalakis, and he's well within his rights to do this, he threw his own name into the hat. It may be supposed that that is an effort to give some others more time to see if they're interested in picking it up, but Mr. Skandalakis also has a history of taking on a few high-profile cases himself. You may remember the Rayshard Brooks case, which he took over, and even close to this prosecution, he was the one that took over consideration of whether the indictment should continue against Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones back in 2022. And of course, he ultimately dismissed that against the lieutenant governor. So that may be a hopeful sign. But it's also the case that he could pursue this himself, although the resources are going to be continued to be an issue. The funds that are available for a prosecutor through this mechanism are very, very low and well under the rates that most attorneys would find to be even, reasonable for almost anything. The appearance was only filed on the 14th, which was the very last day that Judge McAfee gave for that to happen. And he immediately launched into, one might call it a blizzard of activity on the case, ruling on some dismissals on some of the charges. He dismissed out counts 14, 15, and 27, quashed those counts of the indictment. Those have to do primarily with submission of false statements. And we're obviously encouraged by the fact that the judge continues to chip away at the number of the counts that are that even may continue to be brought under this indictment. Stand by. We will have some activity, I'm sure, on December 1st. We will know more, and we may have more information about whether or not Mr. Skandalakis is going to continue, or whether or not we'll have a new county's DA and team assigned to the case.
How long can they stretch it out, man? I mean, it's just it just keeps on going and going and going. I'm starting to have thoughts of like World Championship Wrestling, how, they come up with these storylines and they just keep these storylines going. And, I don't want to throw this in the middle of this, but like the stuff going on with President Trump and MTG right now, it just feels scripted to me. Everything just feels so scripted. I know David Oles personally, he's not a scripted guy, so he's not part of the script unless he's unwittingly being written into the script and doesn't know it. he's giving us a true, honest, accurate report there because he's one of the attorneys representing, one of the defendants in the case, a co-defendant with President Trump. So that's straight from the camel's mouth right there. And that we got to give credit to VoterGA's Saturday Zoom call for that clip. So thank you, VoterGA.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because as part of the team putting that together, you're welcome. Yeah, David Oates is definitely a peach. He's done a lot for our elections and taking on cases, and to help us out. And he seems really optimistic there that at least while they're moving the goalposts, and it seems like every time they just kind of push it forward, he seems hopeful that some of the charges have been dropped. And it's a fairly short deadline between now and December 1st for when we get to see him next. And he also told us about Catoosa County and the update there. So last time we talked about it a little bit, and I think that we're due for an encore of that song that you wrote, Viking Dude, because it was so good. We got to play it again.
All right, this is from a couple of weeks ago. Here we go. Oh, this is credit props goes to Tania Dude, for putting this short together on YouTube. Go ahead and pull it. I don't know. It's kind of being buried by the banner there. Can you pull the banner down?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So here we go. Yeah, this is a short. Tania's getting into the short producing business. So this is short out there on YouTube. Here we go.
Catoosa, Georgia judge ignores a federal court order.
The county's finding them, but I guess, applause to you.
Catoosa, Catoosa, why you running fast and loose? You got Democrats running as Republicans. Who's the gander? Who's the goose? Oh, Catoosa, Catoosa, why you running fast and loose? You're running willy-nilly with your politics. People think you're silly, just Republicrat hicks. Catoosa, what the fuckoosa? Oh, yeah.
All right. That was fun. And we got to play. We got to play that. We got to play that at the end of the VoterGA call on Saturday morning. It was an unexpected opportunity to feature some of our hidden talents that the VoterGA crowd didn't know about, I guess, or hadn't discovered yet. And that opened up an opportunity for us to answer a Q&A about Peaches and Bananas and how'd you come up with the name for the show. And so Tanya did a great job of letting that crowd know that, we've got another show out here that's trying to be a little bit entertaining and a lot entertaining is where we want to go. So, so back to Catoosa. So we've got more David Oles on tap here. And he has some things to say about this case because he as well is the attorney for the Republican Party in Catoosa County. So again, from the camel's mouth, right? Or the horse's mouth. Yeah. What is it, camel's mouth or horse's mouth? I don't know the saying. Could be either one, right?
Yeah.
He's a peach.
Is he a camel? It's a peach. It's a peach's
he's
mouth.
A peach. A peach's mouth. Right from the peach's mouth. Here we go.
Judge Smith feels like the Georgia Supreme Court was not correct in that, but that's certainly something that we're going to be looking at on appeal. I think I can safely say that this is going to be appealed. The permanent injunction is going to be appealed.
Oop. I mean, it just went black. Are there two clips?
Yes. Any noteworthy Supreme Court case in this country only got decided because the people at the bottom felt like there was a federal right that they had and that the state wasn't recognizing. You have to lose at every step in order to make it up to the Supreme Court. Judge Smith's order focused on state law issues and whether or not under Georgia state law what they did was proper. Okay, but that misses the point. The Georgia Supreme Court has repeatedly recognized that our courts have to follow federal law on points of federal constitutional rights. And we're going to be continuing to support Catoosa County in this fight. So,
Yeah, all right. I'd
Yeah.
like to hear that. Thought I'd bring in some inspirational music on that because I thought that was very inspirational.
Yeah, because it's definitely frustrating that after they appealed and got a favorable ruling at the federal court, when it went back to the Catoosa Supreme Court case, the judge decided to ignore what the higher court decided. So they were held in contempt. They were fined. Luckily, they're going to have the opportunity to appeal. Thank you, David Olds, for taking that on and sticking with them. Because there was a question that, actually, you told me about it, Viking Dude, that some people think that it's a state law issue. But David Olds clarified that state law needs to follow federal and constitutional rights. Federal law and constitutional rights. So here, the county is really going through their freedom of association and being able to decide who gets to join their club and use their club's name when they run for office.
Yeah, well, I do agree that it's bananas to allow just anyone to run as a Republican or Democrat, or any party whose actions do not comport with the stated platform of the party, their voting record, their comments in the media. I mean, it's like, I'm for I love Antifa, but I want to, but I feel like I want to run as a Republican. I mean, it just doesn't comport, right?
Yeah, because otherwise, what's the point of having parties? It's at the county level that they know people, that they get to talk to their neighbors and get to figure out what that person's about and say, okay, this person really represents our platform, and you pick, however many people qualify, and then leave it out of the voters. So here the judge decided that it's completely out of the voters, even though they might get gaslit and lied to by a campaign run by someone who is really a Democrat or something else, a leftist. And
right.
So, yeah.
Well, you had this graphic in the format as being after the Rob Pitts clips, but it felt like it'd be a good way to set up Rob Pitts clips. But go ahead and tell us, about this graphic you're coming up. I guess we can, we can leave the banner up. It's not blocking anything, right?
No, not really.
Yeah, you can leave that up there. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Garland announced a press conference on Monday. And this is after the DOJ sent a letter to Fulton County saying that you need to show us the ballots, dude. It's been enough. They've ignored a subpoena by the state election board that was issued last year in November on election day. And there's all these records that the state election board requested, ballot images, voter files, and Fulton County has ignored every single last one of them. And there were some comments by the chair of the Fulton County Commissioners in response to that request from a strongly worded letter from the DOJ, where he is saying Fulton off.
I want to play this real quick. Real quick. Instead of show me the money, imagine show me the ballots.
Here it is. Show me the money.
Show me the ballots. Oh! 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 Show me the ballots. Ballots! 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 Show me the ballots. Show me the ballots, Jerry. Say it, Jerry. Show me the ballots.
Show me the ballots.
Show me the ballots. Say it loud, Jerry. Show me the ballots. All right. More attempts at some humor here. All right, so here we go with Rob Pitts'. For some reason, I felt like that fit right there, dude. So here we go. You ready for the Rob Pitts clips?
Yeah, Rob Pitts saying
I'm
F off.
still baffled as to why there's this fixation on the 2020 elections. 2020 elections are over and done with. They've been reviewed, they've been audited, they've been scrutinized, they've been looked at from top to bottom. We get a clean bill of health.
He gets a banana.
We had successful elections in 2024. We just recently, 2 days ago, had another successful election, but they just cannot, for whatever reason, let 2020 go.
There's
From
three
our
clips.
point of view, we've complied with everything that we're required to comply with under the law.
All right, he gets the banana. Go ahead and throw that banana up there, dude. All right. All right. Yeah, Rob Pitts, I don't know if he's been paying it any attention at all. Apparently not. I guess he's only reading the AJC. I mean, he must just be reading the AJC, right? Because you know, two successful elections, meaning they've come and gone, does not mean the problems have been fixed, Rob. Right? Let's get Rob back up here.
And
Talking to you, Rob.
There's even a report that shows that none of the election results for 2020 does not match any of the audits that happened afterwards. So it's just something that really doesn't add up, needs to be investigated. No, it has not been heard in court because that case keeps getting prolonged. And you know, with the election board, the state election board wanting to investigate, they're not giving over the materials that they actually need to be able to check it out. So, yeah. And that got Garland fired up. He's having a press conference tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the MIMS Technology and Art, MIMS Museum of Technology and Art in Roswell.
Here we go. Throw it up. We'll throw it up.
Yeah, there it is. And there's the address. 500
Yeah, you can go ahead and pull down
Parkway. Oh, yeah. Let me take that down so that you can see the whole effect of the thing. And you can go to voterga.org/events. It's going to be live streamed by yours truly, me and Viking Dude, and on Rumble, X, and Facebook on the VoterGA channels.
Yeah, just to clarify, we will not be live streaming it from our studio. We actually are going to be on location as the crew for Garland live streaming his press conference. You will not see or hear us because we are back. We are stagehands at this point. We are in the back of the room, manning the control board, making sure the audience microphones are working, making sure that live PA that's in the room and the visuals that Garland's presenting to the audience that's in the room is all transmitting through equipment and through our magical fingers and our, switching and doing this and that and punching this and that. And it all gets out and it gets streamed out to X and Rumble and YouTube, right? Those are the three. No, not YouTube.
No,
X, Rumble, and Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah, the Facebook. For VoterGA. Yeah.
Right. X, Rumble, and Facebook. And Garland, too, is working on trying to expand the platforms, the reach of his pressers. So this is information that, people, it feels like it's stale. And it's like, can someone else pay attention to this? Because I have other things I need to do. But, man, we need all hands on deck. Everyone. Election, I'm through using the term election integrity. I want full frontal election transparency. I want the votes. I want the ballots in the public view. I want the counting of the ballots in the public view. And I want them to be able to be counted and recounted as many times in the public view and recorded and live streamed as much as possible, no matter how long it takes or how fast it takes. We've got to have elections that everyone, and I'm talking every person who's a voter, every person who's eligible to vote, everyone at the end can go, we lost. But we can't say that anymore. Can't go. You lost fair and square. Get them next time. Get them next time.
Yeah. Well,
Not saying
I don't
that
want
hardly at all anymore.
No, they're not. But I don't want the elections counting forever. We did a test run of a hand count where it's designed to catch errors. So at the end of the day, there's some check and balances there, and it can be recorded, and anybody can scrutinize it. There's all sorts of there's all sorts of checks built into it. So hopefully at the end of the day, people do trust that outcome, and it's completely accurate.
Well, I want paper ballots. I want hand-marked, hand-counted paper ballots. I do not trust machines at all. I don't even trust a Xerox machine anymore. I mean, that's how bad I am with it, but I'm a little bit on the edge with that. But, I know they want to go to the optical scanners like we used to use. When I was in high school, we'd take a math test and we'd, fill multiple choice, fill out the oval for the right question or whatever. And, the guy, our teacher was back within like 5 minutes. He'd go down to an office, run them through the optical scanner, and bring them back, and like we had our grade like within 5 minutes. You knew if you were good or if you sucked.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we want hand counted. I mean, I know we want hand counted. It feels like that the name of the game is compromise all along the way here, but. We need hand marked, hand counted paper ballots. We cannot have this total machine voting anymore.
Yeah.
You just can't have it.
Yeah.
It's too easily manipulated. Even Elon Musk says the one thing you don't want to have any computer technology at all involved in, other than maybe printing the ballots, is elections. And that's Elon Musk, who's Mr. Tech, right?
Right. So the people on the call got a history of Garland's. We're not there yet. We're Viking Dude, back up. The people on the call you're missing a clip from Garland. They got a preview of the press conference and some of Garland's history on why he got involved, and some of the problems, the real problematic, the numbers of the issues that he's found with the totals. And here's a bit of a reaction that we got from Garland yesterday.
Should I do the small window? Because basically we're looking at his teleprompter. I mean, do you want me to do that? I'll do that. I intended to put a picture of Garland in there, and I never got around to it. But here we go.
Actually, we had an election in November 3rd. It's a matter of public record that my vote for a third-party presidential candidate, our Constitution Party candidate, Mr. Don Blankenship at that time, did not count.
And that's why Garland has to say to Chairman Pitts, no, it was not a successful election if there he is, a voter whose vote did not count. And he was able to find his ballot because he did a mail-in ballot, and because of the write-in, he was able to search for it and saw that it wasn't counted.
How did he know that it wasn't counted? Because it was matched with the cast vote record? Is that how that works?
Yeah, we look up the cast vote records.
Is there like a 10-second explanation?
Yes. So there's two ways to check. When you look up your ballot image, there's a page that says how that ballot was read, and then that ballot there's a number to it that can be matched to the cast vote record. And he saw that it wasn't counted.
Yeah, well, that's how I vote every time, because that's the only paper ballot voting method in Georgia. I apply for what they call an absentee ballot, which it's incorrectly named. It should be named the only paper ballot option available to you in Georgia is what it should be named. I apply for that. I get it in the mail. I vote at home. I take my time. I wear my political attire. I wear like candidates' logos on myself, and I look up stuff online while I'm voting, and I take my time. And then when I'm finished, I put it in the envelope, and I drive it to my elections office, and I hand it to a person behind the glass in the elections office, and it's perfect chain of custody from me to the elections office, and it is all recorded in paper. And because I can write in I can write in like my high school baseball coach's name on a race that I don't care about, I can then go through and find my ballot in the open records request, right? I can find my ballot image, right? And we can see and we can compare if that ballot was actually counted based on what you just said. That's the way I vote. That's the way Dude votes. Tania Dude votes. That's the way a lot of us are voting, even though it's an extra step. It ensures that it is the safest way to ensure that your vote is going to count right now, right?
Yeah, I actually recognize my own handwriting, but there's also like the advantage that you can look up candidates, you can look up the questions and get to, do a little bit of due diligence there.
Here's the next Garland clip.
A little bit more that Garland had to say, yeah.
Fulton County has blocked evidence of election crimes from being exposed for 5 years. And that impacts all Georgia voters and all American voters for future federal elections. The voters are victims of a double standard of justice based on the political whims of a judge who doesn't want to get to the bottom of this case, or judges in this case. And the media outlets like Fox 5, who did this interview, and the AJC, Caleb Groves, I think we mentioned him, this new guy, they are complicit in allowing this cover-up of criminal activity, potentially criminal activity, to continue. So we're calling on the DOJ to help publicly obtain these ballots and make them available, resolve our national election security crisis prior to the 2026 primaries, because the people of Georgia have been victimized by the greatest voting rights violation in our history. There's never before been so much evidence of crimes that have been covered up by judges and the news media. I never dreamed that the Georgia and American judicial system was so corrupt. But at the same time, now we've got federal.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know what happened
from
there.
time to time. I think
I didn't do anything. Is that where the clip ends? At the same time? Hold on, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Because it's worth listening
I
to.
never dreamed that the Georgia and American judicial system was so corrupt. But at the same time, now we've got federal.
It's choking out on me here.
Oh no.
So it's at the end of the clip.
Oh,
Well, he
there
goes
was a
on to
little bit
say,
more.
well, it's at the end. I don't know what happened here. I can't fix it, dude.
Okay. Well,
just tell us what he goes on to say there.
yeah, he goes on
At
to
the
say
same-
that even though
same
the
time-
justice. I'm sorry.
He says at the same time, and it goes at the same time, and then it cuts out.
Right. So he that even though the justice system is failing, we have a president that wants to do something about it, and a DOJ that's on board with President Trump and seeking to get to the bottom of 2020. Garland is a plaintiff in a case that he's been asking to investigate the mail-in ballots from Fulton County because there's several witnesses who saw ballots that were not folded, that were duplicate, that seemed to be filled in by toner, not by hand. And they're all expert, long-time election workers, so they're experienced. And I shouldn't say expert, but experienced. And so that case that's been stalled since 2021, and now it's 2025. So Garland, it's frustrating to see that justice isn't answering, but we have a precedent that's willing to get to the bottom of it and try to fix it with these executive orders that there's one that he's released and others that he's been talking about on his social media posts and to reporters. So we're expecting some relief from him, from the president.
And Garland goes on to reiterate again at the end of that clip that and I'm sorry that it cut off, and this was rendered out late last night out of Final Cut Pro. I don't know what happened there. It's like it's a weird. It's actually given me some weird issues today. I can't explain that, but I will say that he goes on to say at the end of the clip in very dramatic fashion. He says that we have the corruption is so bad here in Georgia that we have judges that they need to be arrested. They need to be arrested and tried for crimes. And that's for Garland to get to that. I mean, Garland is a very he likes peace. He likes compromise. He likes to, hear all sides. He likes to. I don't want to say compromise, but he's one who likes to, a smooth process, and he doesn't go out there and put himself out. But now he's calling out our judicial system as being full of cover up and crime. And the fact that he's been after the Fulton County ballots now for how long? 5 years, or there's something that's 7 years he's been after, and he can't get any remedy through our courts. In the Raffensperger, what was who's the plaintiff in the Raffensperger case? I can't think of the guy's name. It's not Ricardo. It's help me out, dude.
The Curling? Are you talking about Curling case?
Yeah, Curling v. Raffensperger. I mean, that case went on for how many months did it go on? And we got favorable rulings, and then all of a sudden they did the rug pull, and they said, "Oh, today we just decided you don't have any standing," just out of nowhere. This seems to be a repeating pattern, and so
Yeah.
Garland is go ahead.
That in his own case, I think it's Favorito v. Okay, I'm blanking out now. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm blanking out on the name of the case. But that Fulton that case for the inspection of the Fulton County ballots, he got seven favorable rulings before suddenly Judge Amaro decided that it was that Garland didn't have standing. So how do you not have standing when you were injured by your own vote not being counted? Beats me. Total bananas decision there by the judge. But Garland is
our
definitely
judicial
a
system,
peach.
our judges and our Garland's a peach. Here, let me throw him back up here so we can give him a peach. Here, go ahead, dude. Give him a peach.
Okay, a peach for Garland. You get all of them, G. It's a pleasure working with you.
Peach for Garland, and we'll give him a
honor.
round of applause. Yeah, we'll give Garland a round of applause.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, we are finally ready for our last segment here, right? So let me get back to where we were. I don't know. I guess we didn't step through the Garland part when we did the step through. So let me get this back shared, and here we go. Final segment.
Yeah,
it's free speech and
yeah, and that wraps up the highlights of the VoterGA call. And I like to add a segment when I can to talk about free speech and free speech issues that we see recently. And I have an article from protesters being arrested. These are people that are protesting ICE deportations, and there are some arrests being made by the police. And the headline goes on to say, protesters keep getting arrested at Broadview, this is in Illinois, I believe, by state police despite promise to protect free speech. And there goes the media throwing in a bias. There's a right to protest. You have the right to address your government, but you don't have the right to be disruptive. And that headline is total gaslighting there by the article. I did have a video of it where there's protesters who are blocking the road. They've damaged property And we don't have to play it, Viking Dude, because I know that we're going a little bit long.
I got it. Here, let me just let me pull it up. I'll pull the music down. I thought it was just an article. See, I don't when I'm scrambling through at the last minute trying to look at all these clips, all these links. I missed some of them because they looks like it's the same link in the format. So let me share this page. Yeah, we got to work out a little bit better system, and we're learning. We're getting trying to tweak the system that we have here to produce this show. So here we go. Here we go. Play it.
Outside an illegal immigrant processing center in Broadville, Illinois. You know, on Fridays this gets hot. Let's go straight to Garrett Tenney on the ground down there, so this can turn dangerous. Garrett, I see that they are arresting some people down there. What's going on?
Yeah, we probably have at least a half dozen or so people that were arrested just in the last few minutes. And this is the regular Friday protest that we have here outside the Broadview Ice Processing Facility. A couple hundred people that are here. And what happened in the last 10 or 15 minutes, this roadway right here that leads to the ice facility, it is blocked off. They are not supposed to be standing there. But over 10 minutes or so ago, this crowd started to move into the street to try to block it off from any access going in or out. And that's when these clashes with law enforcement started, when they refused to get out to the sides of the street, these designated protest zones, and some shoving that was involved with the county sheriff, as well as state police that are out here, as well as Broadview police. You can see down here now, riot police coming down the road. And this is after a couple of weeks of mostly calm out here on Fridays. But this comes after a week of several rulings of judges where these activists out here feel empowered. They are celebrating this morning these rulings that really are complicating the Trump administration's immigration enforcement here. And you can see the riot patrol that is out here now. They are coming and they are securing this area. Gas masks are not out at the time. We know that has been deployed here, though, previously. But tension certainly getting up here high over the last 10 or so minutes.
Look.
Yeah.
So what is your take there? Give me your side of this, dude.
Well, you know that even if I may disagree on an issue, I am supportive of everyone's right to speak out. And you know, I saw that headline and I'm like, okay, there goes the media again, because there's the media saying that people's right to protest is being infringed upon, and even in the article, buried in the article, it talks about the protesters blocking pathways, assaulting police officers, like we heard in the video. And that's where that's where the protesting right kind of ends for me, where there's also some people that there's some destruction of property happening too. So
you mean like tea in the Boston Harbor?
Not like tea. I don't know there, Viking Dude, if I would liken to what they did to that. Well, the thing about the tea. Well, the thing about the tea in the Boston Harbor is that, yes, they destroyed the tea, but they paid for it. And did you know that?
I didn't know that. I did not know that they paid for it. So these are the actual merchants throwing the tea over into the harbor that they paid for? I don't follow.
After they destroyed the tea, some of the protesters from the Boston Tea Party were wealthy. They had some means, and they went back to the company, I forgot what it's called, and paid for the damages.
Oh, after the fact.
I believe so.
Okay, so.
Well, I don't know if it was before or after, but I think it was after, because beforehand it would have smelled kind of funny, like, why are you paying me for all this?
So this guy with his face planted in the sidewalk saying, but I paid for this sidewalk. I actually paid to pour this sidewalk. Unhand me. I paid for this sidewalk, and you're planting my face in it. Anyway.
A lot of people pay for that sidewalk. That's tax money. But the thing is that they don't have the right to interfere with people doing their job and what homes and businesses in that area. You know, they don't get to interfere with the pathway or assault anybody in the process. Keep it peaceful, dude.
Keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful. You know, get into a color palette like what Tania Dude uses when she makes our graphics. I mean, it's very pacifying color palette, don't you think? The blues and the pinks. I feel very at peace. You know, that's what they do to prisoners. They make them wear pink. So, but yeah, so we're going to hit our promote our social medias one more time. You can find our shows at X, Rumble, and YouTube, and we're working on Facebook and Roku. We're working on Roku. Pretty soon we're going to be streaming it all, baby. We're going to be streaming everywhere. But right now, go check us out, please, and throw a like, a share, and a subscribe. We hope you enjoy the show. Look for our shorts. I know with attention deficit disorder that most of us, like myself, don't have much time to watch long programs, but we can watch a short and do the rapid fire scrolling. So look for our shorts. Tania Dude is putting those out. I guess right now those shorts are only appearing on YouTube. Are they on X?
On X too. Yeah, I uploaded it on X.
Yeah. Okay. And when we get Facebook up, maybe we'll have some reels up on Facebook when we get that going. But anything else, dude? I think it's time we wrap the show. We're about an hour and 10 in here.
That's all, dude. See you next time.
Okay, well, I learned the hard way last time that I got to stop the background music before we play the outro. So we'll see everybody next time. Thanks for joining us. Put some comments in if you're watching this show on tape delay. Sorry we couldn't do a live this week, but we will try to do a live next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Wave time. Bye-bye. All right, here we go.
Mr. Groves, do you know how many subscribers the AJC had in 2005? 630,000. Do you know how many print subscribers the AJC has now? 40,000. Total subscribers for the AJC, does anybody know? 115,000, and they're going out of print. Do you think it's because of the writing or the content, Mr. Groves?
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jen, she reminded them they are a crap publication. Readers falling like leaves from a tree. Propaganda, toilet paper, flushed down the drain. Good sanitation.
Is this fact or is this opinion? Is extremists fact or opinion?
Who reads their lies, who believes they're trash? If you do, oh my, your brain, it needs fixing.
I asked you several days ago who your editor was, your copy editor.
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jen, they learned her truth is clear, needs no translation.
And you won't tell me. Now, is that transparent?
When the AJC attacked Dr. Jan, they ran up against a genuine, bona fide, impregnable, indefatigable oak tree mispropagandolf in the flesh. That's Dr. Janice Johnson. Oh, yeah. A hero for truth. And a peaches and bananas peach, for sure. Good job, Dr. Jan.
I'm moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. County's full of peaches, the people wanna be free. I'm moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. Gonna vote on paper ballots. Paper from a tree. I took a trip to Cherokee. They had a head count I could see, and I knew it was for me. I cast my ballot fair and free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paper ballots is the key.